Raindrops slide down the cafe glass, cold hands shake round my untouched cup. Empty chairs keep your shape in air, fading light paints dust on your seat. I trace one line, it breaks, then wanders. Like nights we swore we'd try once more. I don't know if this is love or just the ghost of what we were. Photographs shaking in my tired hands, your unreturned calls ring through quiet rooms. I don't know if this is love. Trembling breath warm on my neck. We held on hard, we still slipped. Words cut deep, then left us numb. I hear that line, it breaks, then darkens. Like vows we spoke, then let fall through. I don't know if this is love or just the echo of our fights. Night rain hides the streaks on my face. I waited, you didn't come back home. I don't know if this is love. Street lamps hum low above the park. Your eyes search mine, then looked away. You dropped that truth soft in the dark. I loved you enough to bleed, not enough to stay, not enough to heal. We learned too late how silence answers. If I had spoken, would you stay? I would have held you longer, less proud. My fault hangs thick in this still air. Our last goodbye never found its sound. I don't know if this is love or just the memory of your leaving. Every step you took, then the night my chest still walks that cracked gray path. Some loves just bruise, they never heal. I don't know if this is love. In another life maybe we learn forgiveness. Night rain slides down the fog glass, cold hands wrapped round the same cup. Your old seat waits by the window. I breathe slow, like you might answer. Fading light on chip white porcelain, trembling breath still. Every quiet second says your name without mercy. We held on just long enough to break. Empty doorway haunt me on my way home. Unreturned call ringing my chest. If I had spoken, you might have stayed. We held on just long enough to break. We love past what our friends get. Small storms pass, but left in scars. Big wounds hid deep in quiet words. Each soft line bruised where we touched. You paused when I reached through the dark air. Your silence felt louder than every promise. We held on just long enough to break. Photograph shaking in my tired hands. Your warm sweater still holds your shape. I would have held you longer, I swear. We held on just long enough to break. One last call under fading winter light. Your voice sounding miles beyond my reach. You sighed like years falling off your ribs. Well, we held on and came apart anyway. Not quite love grew heavy as wet stone. We both let go without one clear word. Now I walk slow through quiet streets alone. Every sharp door glows like another chance. I wait outside but never step in. My fault echoes softer than your name. We held on just long enough to break. I waited, you didn't come back again. Night rain drowns out what I can't say. If I had spoken, we might have healed. I would have held you longer through night rain. We held on just long enough to break. I drink the cold coffee and let you go slowly. Night rain rain stains the worn wood pier. Purple clouds drown the fading light. Cold hands hide in my coat. Your last words still cut slow. I hear distant laughter where we once stood. Ghosts of us run circles around me. Love was enough to hurt us, not enough to cross that silence. I waited, you didn't come back. Photographs shaking in my trembling breath. Love was enough to hurt us. Soft dawns, your smile found mine. Coffee steam, your fingers laced through fear. Under quiet rooms, the thread pulled. We spoke in looks, not truth. Your late call shook through the dark. You asked if this hurt was worth it. Love was enough to hurt us, not enough to turn us around. I almost said yes to night rain, but my throat filled with too late. Love was enough to hurt us. Dim room air thick with unshed tears. You said you feared old scars. I stood still, my voice broke. Bad love isn't always the saving kind, Ballad. If I had spoken, I swear I would have held you longer. Now the shore is wide, I'm smaller. Empty doorways wait inside my chest. Forgiveness looked like loss back then. Now it feels like the braver choice. Love was enough to hurt us, not enough to forgive our ghosts. I watched you fade in that quiet, too numb to reach your shaking hand. Some loves live only in moments, not forever. Love was enough to hurt us. I walk from the pier, leaving our shadow behind. Cold hands rest on the rooftop edge. Fading light spills down empty streets. Your perfume hangs like a soft ghost. My trembling breath shakes in the dark. If I had spoken, would you have stayed? Or was our love already night rain? I loved you enough to stay. not enough to say goodbye. Photographs shaken in quiet rooms. I waited, you didn't come back. I loved you enough to stay. Your last look lives in my chest. Eyes asked for more than I gave. Silence grew wide like empty doorways. We both stepped back from the edge. If I had spoken, named my fear, would your cold hand still find mine? I loved you enough to stay, but not enough to say goodbye. Night rain taps on our old glass. Unreturned calls haunt the fading light. I loved you enough to stay. I trace our ghosts on the ceiling. Each missed word hangs like low smoke. Love without courage is slow leaving. I left you gently, still broken inside. Too late to learn how to hold. Too late to learn how to bend. Doorway shadows still split us in two. I see my hand afraid to reach. The softest break is the cruelest one. Our almost love cut the deepest wound. I loved you enough to stay, but not enough to say goodbye. Now every quiet room feels like blame. I would have held you longer. Now I know. I waited, you didn't come back. I loved you enough to stay. I breathe your name once and let it fall. Night rain crawls down the cracked glass. City hum leaks through thin walls. Your old laugh haunts these quiet rooms. Cold hands fold round my trembling breath. If I had spoken, if I had stayed? Would your eyes have turned back here? I loved you enough to bleed, but not enough to heal us. Photograph shaking in my tired hands, your fading light on the hallway floor. I loved you enough to bleed. We've broken slow, small ways, quiet meals, knives under each word. You reach for air, I reach for pride, both of us drowning in that silence. If I had listened, if I had knelt, would your last soft note turn yes? I loved you enough to bleed, but not enough to heal us. Empty doorways hold your almost goodbye. Unreturned calls ring through my skull. I loved you enough to bleed. You walked out so soft, still shaking me. The latch clicked once, felt like forever. I waited, you did not come back. It's not a lack of love, just courage. I loved you enough to bleed, you know, but not enough to heal myself. Now I trace your shape in dust. Your voice lives between my heartbeats. My fault hangs heavy in the air. Too late, sits down beside my shadow. I loved you enough to bleed, but not enough to heal us. Your night is free from our cracked floor. My room keeps the weight you drop. Some loves just teach us how to break. I loved you enough to bleed. I press my head to glass and let you go.
Cold hands rest on the worn bench. Fading light shakes on the street. Mad rain draws maps on my shoes. Quiet rooms live behind my eyes. I waited where our first words once trembled. Didn't come back, the skies stayed closed. And I would have held you longer if I'd spoken in softer hours. Photographs shaking in my weekends. My fault hangs in the damp air. I would have held you longer. Last call still rings through walls. Unreturned calls stacked like empty frames. Every sorry came late and thin. We loved, but never healed clean. I waited where our last bridge glistened. Didn't come back. Your your sighs. Your cold breath fogged my final promise. Too late to mend those quiet wounds. I would have held you longer. I traced your path through empty doorways. Each step said almost, never quite enough. Our hearts kept time, then broke off beat. I loved you enough to hurt. Your shadow turned, chose the darker side. I stood still, letting the night decide. Now love feels like smoke in my lungs. Fading light leaks through our torn years. My trembling breath counts the missed chances. I hold the loss, not your hand. I would have held you longer if courage had come before my pride. If I had knelt beneath that bridge, let every wound be named, not hidden. I lost you between trying and surrender. I would have held you longer. Under this flickering street lamp, I finally let you go. Night rain taps the cracked old window. Cold hands wrapped round a cooling cup. Your sweater hangs from the same chair. Quiet rooms hung with fading light. I hear the ghost of your last sigh. Words you never spoke still bruise my name. We loved enough to bleed, not to heal. Photographs shaking in my tired hands. I waited, you didn't come back home. Trembling breath caught in this empty doorway. We loved enough to bleed, not to heal. Once shook inside these walls. Each soft try met her hard enough. Truth hung between us thin as glass. One more word and it would break. I see your mouth form one last note. Silence hits the floor where we once kissed. We loved enough to bleed, not to heal. Your shadow slipped down that dark stair. I reached for smoke, not your hand. My fault sits heavy in this chair. We loved enough to bleed, not to heal. Street lights smear like tears on wet stone. I walk through a night counting lost chances. If I'd spoken, I'd have kept you. That small truth rings louder than goodbye. We loved enough to bleed, not to heal, but never learn how to forgive. Dawn crawls in through the thin gray glass. Fading light lifts us from your frame. The world moves on without our war. I sit and own the hurt I gave. We loved enough to bleed, not to heal. I held you close enough to wound. If I had spoken, you might have stayed. Now every soft regret feels carved steel. We loved enough to bleed, not to heal. We loved enough to bleed, not to heal. I breathe your name once more, then let go. I breathe your name once more, then let go. Daylight leaks through tired curtains. Dust floats slow in the fading light. Cold hands trace the warm bedspread. Quiet breath shakes the quiet room. Your last look still hangs in this air. Fragile words we never spoke, cut deeper. We loved each other in the silence, where forgiveness never learned to speak. I waited while night rain kissed glass, photographs shaking in my tired hand. We loved each other in the silence. You laughed too hard at my line. Soft voice in those slow dawn hours. Now unreturned calls haunt my nights. Empty doorways echo with your name. Your last look still burns in this air. Unspoken truth between us hurts deeper. We loved each other in the silence, where hope and hurt shared one bed. I walk late streets searching your shadow, too late to mend what we broke. We loved each other in the silence. in breath. My voice cracked, I said I was wrong. I wanted more than this slow breaking. Your eyes turned away, holding back storms. You whispered enough, and it tore through me. Our steps aligned, our hearts walked apart. Two lines close, still never touching. If I had spoken when you stayed, I would have held you longer unafraid. We loved each other in the silence. Though every pause cut deeper than words. Night rain washed our names from the street. I waited, you didn't come back. My fault lives here in this fading light. We loved each other in the silence. Some stories fade and I learned to let go. Cracked leather couch beneath my cold hands. Fading light leaks through the thin glass. You watch night rain blur the street. Quiet room holds every word back. I waited for one true thing from us. My trembling breath failed each small chance. I loved you enough to break us. Photographs shaking inside my tired chest. Your soft voice said you could not pretend. Truth hung like smoke above our heads. I loved you enough to break us. Spoken half-truths and long sighs. Empty doorways framed each passing glance. Once your hand found mine without thought. Now your eyes feel miles away. I waited for one last honest touch. My trembling breath to break us. Night rain wrote our names down drains. You said you did not want to lose me, but stay, man, bleed in the same wound. I loved you enough to break us. You turned from the glass and from me. Your shoulders fell, all the fight gone. If love just hurts, is it still love? Well, I loved you enough to break us but not enough to set us free. All their door clicks soft, the echo cut deep. Silence moved in like a slow flood. I saw my fault in every shadow. If I had spoken, held you longer, would we still drown in this same room? I loved you enough to break us. Too late to call you back home. My cold hands reach for fading lights. You didn't come back. I don't blame you. I would have held you, begged you to stay. I loved you enough to break us. Now I live in that night, still not leaving.
Night rain hangs over the old pier, fading light on the worn down boards. Cold hands buried deep in my coat. Your name moves quiet through my teeth. I see your smile in the dark water shaking. Every word we swallow drifts between us now. We were never broken enough to heal, just enough to bleed in slow waves. I waited where the waves kissed wood. You didn't come back, I stayed still. We were never broken enough to heal.
Empty doorways live in my chest. Unreturned calls ring in my sleep. If I had spoken that last night, maybe your eyes would have stayed. I hear your voice in the night wind fading. Every word we never said grows louder. We were never broken enough to heal, just enough to stain the night rain. I waited where the sky turned bruised. You didn't come back, only clouds. We were never broken enough to heal. You said maybe this is already enough. Your trembling breath felt colder than winter. No fire, just a soft closed door. Love can starve in a crowded room. Photographs shaking in my bare hands. My fault sits quiet, but it burns. I see the line where water meets wood, that thin place we called our home once. Now it's just distance I cannot cross. Your side of the sky stays dark. We were never broken enough to heal, just enough to live with this ache. I waited through years of fading light. If I had spoken, would you forgive? I would have held you longer than night. We were never broken enough to heal. walk from the pier, and the hurt stays.
Late sun spills on cracked porch boards. Empty doorway holds your fading shape. Cold hands rest still on my knees. Night waits, breathing at my back. I hear our last words in the dust, soft bitter echoes I never answered. I loved you enough to stay. Photographs shaking in my tired hands. Your unreturned calls haunt the quiet air. If I had spoken, if I had tried, I loved you enough to stay. The last night hangs in this room, trembling breath caught between our eyes. You looked away, I looked down, both of us waiting, no one moved. I taste those held back words tonight, each one a bridge we never crossed. I loved you enough to stay. Night rain crawls down the window glass. Our names blur, run into each other. You didn't come back, I just watched. I loved you enough to stay. Silence grew loud between our hearts. We drew thin lines we wouldn't break. Some love is a wound you keep. I carried us, you carried your past. I waited, you walked out in the dark. I would have held you longer, you know. Now fading light climbs a porch rail. Your shadow sits where you once smiled. My fall lives here like slow smoke. Too late to call your tired name. I loved you enough to stay. Cold hands fold around what's gone. If I had spoken, would you listen? We loved enough to hurt, not forgive. Quiet rooms echo what I never said. I loved you enough to stay. I let you go, but you still ache here.
City lights blur on the dark glass. Cold hands rest where you once stood. Your faint scent clings to quiet air. I don't touch, I just watch. Every shadow here still wears your shape tonight. A breeze so soft, afraid to wake ghosts. We loved each other enough to hurt. Night rain runs down this tired window. Photographs shaking in my small hands. I waited, you didn't come back. We loved each other enough to hurt. We broke on some small useless word. Cracks were there long before that. Your tired eyes pulled far from mine. Each sorry fell flat on the floor. Every pause between us grew sharp and endless. I spoke too late, my voice already dust. We loved each other enough to hurt. Fading light bled across your packed suitcase. Empty doorways watched you fold our days. I would have held you longer, begged slow. We loved each other enough to hurt. You crossed the room without looking back. Your trembling breath still lives in hallways. Time hung heavy on that soft door clip. By your love stay. Forgiveness never learned to stay. Well, my fault sits quiet in these rooms. If I had spoken, would you listen? Now dawn crawls in on colorless feet. I trace your skyline on cold glass. Unreturned calls ring in my chest. I know this grief is what we kept. We loved each other enough to hurt. Too late to mend what we pulled apart. I waited by windows through night rain. You chose the peace I couldn't give. I loved you enough to stay breaking. We loved each other enough to hurt. I sit with your absence and let it answer. Night rain blurs the glass outside. Dim light holds your empty chair. Half cold cup between my hands. lost laugh hums in the air. I trace the rim like your fingers once did. Every small touch asks what I never said. We were close enough to break. Fading light on your leaving face, trembling breath caught behind my teeth. If I had spoken, would you stay? We were close enough to break. Soft words hung like glass threads. You said this hurt was enough. I begged you to try once more. Silence cut deeper than our fights. We walked that knife edge, afraid to bleed. Still we chose distance, not the final truth. We were close enough to break. Your footsteps fading down the hall, empty doorways, I reached for air. I waited, you didn't come back. We were close enough to break. Days blur like night rain on film, photographs shaking in my hands. Your smile fades to muted gold. But love is a wound that learns silence fade, and my fault lives in each unreturned call. Too late to hold you longer now. I passed the corner of our first kiss. Cold hands hide deep inside my coat. I feel you in each quiet room. We were too far gone to mend. We were close enough to break. Between I'm sorry and I can't anymore, fading light on all we almost saved. If I had spoken, I would have held you longer. Soft regret weighs more than all our fights. We were close enough to break. Night rain slides down the coffee glass, empty doorway lit by a fading sign. Your name shakes on my dim screen. My cold hands will not call you. If I had spoken, you might have stayed. Now quiet rooms hold what I never said. I loved you enough to stay broken, photographs shaking in this gray light. Our unreturned calls float through the dark. We were almost brave but turned away. I loved you enough to stay broke. We shared smoke on rusted fire escapes, trembling breath soft with almost words. Each touch stopped short of real grace. I waited, you did not come back. If I had spoken, you might have cried. And maybe your tears would have saved us. I loved you enough to stay broken. Your last look burned through my chest. Night rain washed our footprints from stone. We loved enough to hurt, not forgive. I loved you enough to stay broken. Your cold certainty hit a shaking soul. You walked off slow like it still hurt. Some silences are sharper than goodbye. My fault lives in each skip ring. If I had called, I'd hold you longer. Too late hangs heavy in this thin air. Now the city moves past our small wall. Fading light stains the street we claim. I pass our place with my eyes down. Your ghost slips free from my weak hands. I loved you enough to stay broken, but not enough to learn how to mend. Our love was a house we left burning. We chose the door, not the smoke. I would have held you a little longer. I loved you enough to stay broken. I walk away slow before my heart shatters completely. Night rain slides down the glass. City lights blur like my thoughts. Your laugh still haunts this room. Cold hands on one empty cup. We sat in that fading light, pretending. Quiet rooms held us like fragile truth. We loved enough to hurt, not forgive. Photographs shaking in my tired hands. I waited, you didn't come back home. My trembling breath counting each lost word. We loved enough to hurt, not forgive. Words fell soft, still cut so deep. You turned away from what I meant. Time slipped, our calls went unanswered. We grew thin with half-spoken hearts. We lay in the fading light, pretending. Quiet rooms echo things we never said. We loved enough to hurt, not forgive. Empty doorways hold your leaving shade. I reached out, you pulled from my touch. Too late to mend what we broke. We loved enough to hurt, not forgive. I watched you fade down the stairwell. The door closed soft, still split me. All our almost gathered on the floor. Love without mercy will starve, you whispered. We build a house with no doors. Now I'm locked inside. What could have been? Your dry eyes held 1,000 storms. My fault sits heavy in this chest. If I had spoken, really stayed, I would have held you longer still. We loved enough to hurt, not forgive. Night rain taps out all we won't fix. I waited here between hope and leaving, fading like crowns, every ruined promise. I breathe your name, let the silence answer. We loved enough to hurt, not forgive. In this quiet space between us, I remain.